Hi, it's Anthony Gaddy. And question for you. If you are a business that sells to other businesses, in other words, you generate business and your target clients are other businesses, what would you say is the most popular and useful technique for securing new clients? For first of all, securing new leads and then converting those to new clients. So if I asked you, how do you typically generate business? What do you think is one of the safest and most secure ways to secure new clients for a lot of business to business operators? If you're like many businesses, you'd say a word of mouth referral. Some people just say word of mouth, others say referrals. And this is when an existing client or somebody in your network thinks to refer you. How would it be for your business if you could increase the number of referrals that your business receives on a monthly and a yearly basis? Would that help with the growth of your business? Yes or yes? That was a trick question because I think the answer would definitely be yes. So let me give a couple of insights now, and then I'm actually going to extend an invitation to you. The couple of insights are as follows. Um, if somebody comes to know you and they like you and they say, gee, I'd be happy to connect you with someone, who do you want to meet? The first insight to share is if you have a razor clear answer to that question, you are much more likely to receive a referral. Whereas if someone says, who do you need to meet? Who are your target clients? Anyone who says everyone, I could actually serve anyone, is probably going to run into challenges with referrals. Why do I say that? It's the law of human nature and the brain. When we say to someone, I can serve anyone, people go through a process. They go through the mental Rolodex, and their mental Rolodex goes, who is anyone? I'm very grateful I have a very strong network. If you told me I need to meet anyone, my brain would say, who is anyone? And I probably wouldn't come up with a name. But if you told me that you want to meet people who already have clients in the manufacturing sector, I could straight away come up with about 7 or 8 different names of people who already have clients in manufacturing. So, can you see if you give an industry vertical, that is the easiest way to help somebody else's mental Rolodex? That's tip number one. Tip number two, an open suggestion. If somebody says, okay, cool, you've told me that you want to meet clients in a certain industry, they think about, yep, I've got someone that you should meet. What do you reckon your response should be when they say that? What do you think is the best response when they say that? So if you're like most people, you'll say thank you. Most people will say the best response when someone offers to refer a lead, a client, a new relationship to you, the best response is thank you. Question I got for you, could you take it further? Is there anything else that you could do that will dramatically increase the chances that this person will actually go ahead and make that referral? Got any ideas? If you haven't, I've got one for you. The suggestion is this: when someone says, okay, I've got someone that I think you should meet, first thing obviously is say thank you. Thanks, I really appreciate that offer. Next thing I invite you to do is to say to the person, listen, would it be helpful in terms of that introduction if I gave you a template of wording that you could use to just describe a little bit about me and our value proposition that could just make it easier to make that introduction? 10 out of 10 people will say yes in response to that question. Why will they say that? Well, because when you make that offer, you're offering to take the work away from them. So they don't have to sit and scratch their heads and think, sheepers, what do I say about you and exactly how do I word this? So once you've saved them from that work, you've done two things. The first is you've dramatically increased the likelihood that they'll actually go ahead and make the intro, because now it's a 1 minute exercise instead of a 5 or 8 minute exercise. They might just change a couple of words and then they use that and they send it. But the other thing is if you create your own template, I'm talking about a perfect introduction template, you're actually exerting a lot of influence over what gets said in the introduction. And if you do that mindfully and skillfully, you dramatically increase the chances that the third party that you're being introduced to actually takes an interest in meeting you. All of these things are, I'm going to call it a science, meaning there's an algorithm behind how to do it. And I want to extend an open invitation to you. If any of this resonates, we're hosting a session, it's a workshop, and you're very welcome to register, come and meet some amazing people, all of whom have some alignment to the values of wanting to facilitate uplift for humanity and for the planet. People are doing it in different degrees. Some invest 20 minutes a month, some invest days a month. If connecting with people who want to see good things happen for humanity and the planet resonates for you, and if you want to pick up the insights, please register. It would be a pleasure to welcome you, and I look forward to the possibility of seeing you at the workshop. Until then, take care.